Hi, welcome to .NET Core tutorial. In this part, we will discuss about MVC folder structure in .NET Core. So, if you see this screenshot, in this screenshot, you can see that the folder structure is a little bit different with respect to the .NET Framework MVC folder structure. So, we have uh, triple W root, controllers, models, views, app settings.json, and programming.cs. So, what exactly is triple W root? So triple W root is a folder where you can store static files. So static files like JavaScript or jQuery or any kind of libraries or Bootstrap or some other those static files which are required for the functionality of the your Razor View engine. So these are specifically stored in the triple W root, and these will be served by the static files middleware. So controllers view models are the basic structure which is similar to the MEC structure of the .NET framework, where controllers will store the controllers and models, views as usual. So apart from that, what are the app settings.json and startup files? So app settings.json is something similar to web.config, where you will store the application specific configurations in the app settings.json. The major difference between the web config and app settings.json is that in the web config, we used to mention the configurations in the XML format, whereas in app settings.json, you store in the JSON format. We will look into in in the Visual Studio how exactly these things are mentioned. Program startup are the startup files for the .NET Core application, where you will mention whether you are working with web application or console applications, and startup file where you will mention the middleware and the services of required for the functionality of the your application. So let's switch to the Visual Studio 2019 for better understanding of it. So you can see that in the triple W root, which is served by the static files middleware, it consists of all the site.css, JS, and library applications. So, so we will talk about how to add these library applications, bootstraps in the upcoming video. So you can see that Bootstrap, jQuery validation, and jQuery validation unobtrusive are provided, are available. So we'll talk about in more detail why the jQuery validations and validation unobtrusive is required, and we also mention you how to include these particular library files in the upcoming video. So apart from that, the controllers currently, where you know that the the call for any HTTP request will be mapped to these controllers and actions, where you will be writing these are the specifically controllers which are from ASP.NET Core MEC, not from the .NET Framework. These are the different DLLs, and apart from that, you will be able to see a lot of action methods and other things. So similarly, models folder will store your models which are related to your application. It might be a view model, it might be a DB context, if it is a kind of POC. Otherwise, this will be basically you will be using this to store the view models. So apart from our views, we'll be having your all the views related to controllers and the shared common views which are required for your application. So next one is the app settings.json. So let me open this app settings.json. You can see that these all are the information which will be used, which are stored in the JSON format. So if I want to add a connection strings, I will just do. So I will give a name to the connection string, maybe employee DB context, and I will add the I will add the connection strings over here. So so this is how we will be adding the connection strings and configurations, and we can access this using the config file. So program.cs is the entry point to any web application or in the console applications or web API in the .NET Core. So here we will be mentioning create host builder, whether this will be which will be configuring which kind of web host, or is it a console app or something like that, which will call you and it will create the application for you in the IIS and it will host it. And also you will mention on startup of the program or in the on launch of this program which startup file needs to be used, where we will be mentioning what are the configurations, what are the middlewares needs to be used, and what are the services are needed for the functioning of this web application. So let's next one is the startup.cs, where we will be mentioning all the configurations. So you can see that currently I have added a couple of scope texts, and this is where you will be mentioning all your dependency injection and the required services. So currently there is a little bit of difference between the how the .NET Core 2 configure services and your middleware works. There is a little bit of difference. Maybe I will cover up in the upcoming sessions. So add controller with views. What exactly it mentions that this application will be using the MEC framework for its functioning of the application. So apart from that, add scope, and there are three ways of adding a dependency injection: add singleton, add scope, and add transient. I will be covering up these in the upcoming videos, so you need not to worry. So this is how the dependency injection is provided in the .NET Core applications. So next one is the configure, where we will be mentioning what kind of middleware you will be using. So again, there is a little bit of difference with respect to how the middleware works over here in the .NET Core 2 and 2.2. There was there wa- it was based on the routing, where you will be using mentioning the middleware app.use MEC in order to enable the MEC. So you used to do something like this, use MEC. So you will be able to see use MEC, and there is a little bit of issues we'll face it. Maybe I will cover up in the upcoming videos how exactly it works. So we'll discuss in detail about these middlewares in the upcoming videos. And apart from that, there is something called environment variables. We will store these environment variables in the launch settings.json. So these will store the application specific environment variables, like what kind of application needs to be used, whether it has to be used ISXS, or is it a command name project or something like. Apart from that, it will also mentions this project is being run in which environment, whether it is in the production environment, whether it is in the staging environment, or in the development. That kind of configuration you can do it. So currently I have mentioned by default the ASP.NET Core will mention environment as a development. So what exactly it means? If it is like ASP.NET Core environment value is set to development, it means that your application is running in the development, and it makes a little bit changes in the startup.cs. So if you need if you see this, so if you see this particular code block, what exactly it means that if your environment is development environment, then you will be using the developer friendly exception page. Otherwise, it will be show all the exceptions will be redirected to the custom error view model. So what exactly is the user developer exception page? So when an exception occurs, it will give you a lot of details. What is the error message and what is the stack trace? Usually we call it as a depth page. That kind of exception details are not required to know by the end users, and it kind of a security risk might can be used by the hackers to work against your applications. So in order to avoid that, when you will be deploying this application in the production or UAT or in the staging environments, you it's better to rewrite all the exceptions to the custom error view model and log those exceptions. I will explain how exactly it works and how to change this environments in the launch settings.json in the upcoming videos. So apart from that, you might be knowing that there are a lot of references which are used by the applications. So those you will get it in the dependencies and the frameworks. frameworks, if you see that MEC are the DLLs or the references which you will be using. So currently ASP.NET Core app consists all the your required MEC and other things, and this will be built along passed along with your build, and you will be able to use this as well. That's all as part of this video tutorial. Thank you.